to ask you some real basic mortgage questions.
Okay.
Real basic, just starting out. How long does the process take?
Right now, start to finish, when a transaction is approved, in your case, when a purchase transaction is approved and the purchase agreement is signed, the quickest we're turning them is about 3 weeks, okay? And that would be for a W-2 wage earner, somebody, pretty vanilla profile.
Good.
If you're self-employed, if you have a little bit more nuanced or layered profile, those are running, they can run as long as 6 weeks, and it's important that we communicate to all parties involved and the realtors and just say, hey, very well qualified individual, but because of this, this, and this, it's going to take a little bit longer.
Okay, so let's skip to the buyer who has, they're coming to you, they have a bag full of returnable bottles, maybe mom and dad are going to give them like $2,000. What program?
We had the Crown Royal,
oh yeah.
the purse, the Crown Royal pouch filled with coins.
Yeah, that's it. It's filled with Bitcoins, and that's all they have. But they want to get a house, and I've seen people buy homes less than a couple $100.
Right. Yeah.
Just closing, which people think it's a scam, but there are legitimate programs out there that you
absolutely
can do that. So.
Right now, in all areas, not just rural areas, but in areas that I would consider suburban, you're seeing rural development loans.
Yeah.
A rural development loan is a great program that you should always ask if you are in an area where that program is available. That's a zero down program.
0% down. And what I've seen in some of the areas is people think rural, they're going to buy a farm, they're going to be downwind from a cattle farm. No, that's not it. There's actually a website you can go to and see what if the home qualifies for rural development. I know in Washtenaw County, there's areas in Ypsilanti, Milan. So some cities actually you might think rural, Howell, places like that. So.
Absolutely don't rule it out. But rural development, VA, FHA, those are all low to no down payment programs. And in the last couple of years, one of the developments that I'm most excited about is on the conventional. So just the plain Jane conforming conventional loan. There are programs that allow for you to purchase with as little as 3% down, and they're less expensive than FHA.
Yeah.
Payments are lower. It's a great product. So that would be my advice to a homeowner in the marketplace. Yeah. See if you qualify for one of the low down conforming loan programs.
Right, because there's a stigma when you go to buy an FHA loan that, okay, somebody has a 540 credit score, and then the appraiser's going to come in there, and it's going to make the seller repaint and do a bunch of crap, put in GFCIs, whereas conventional, you don't see that as much. Right. So the conventional looks better to a seller and actually a lower down payment. Not that FHA is a bad program, because maybe you don't have enough lines of credit, but if you can get that 3% conventional, that's where I tell, hey, buyers, you should really look at that. Plus, you're not limited on condos.
Well, I think maybe I learned this from you over lunch, coffee, or happy hour over the years, but isn't the progression kind of from a seller's perspective, when you're representing someone selling their home, ideally, boy, a cash buyer is great, right?
Yeah.
But after a cash buyer, a qualified conforming candidate is probably the next, and then the government loans, the FHA, the VA, the rural development, that's still a qualified and appealing borrower, but because of some of the appraisal nuances, it's a little bit more difficult of an approval process, and it's going to put the home under a little bit more scrutiny. Yeah. Sometimes in some marketplaces, sellers are a little bit reluctant, aren't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, find me a cash buyer that's going to pay full price too, right? Cash buyers coming in, they got a coupon, they got 5% off, 10% off, right? They're out there looking for that deal.